Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Hazeeq, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Polkadot. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right hand corner of the screen. Now let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, we have a Fibonacci retracement set up from the swing high in February 2023 down to the swing low in January 2023. You can see that we had a perfect retracement back down to where we started coming from. So we retested $4.26, and it looks like we're printing a very solid double bottom pattern. And as you know, a double bottom pattern is a bullish reversal pattern. So all we need to do is we need to break above $7.56 because that is our neckline. So we need to take a trend line and take it all the way down to the bottom here, and then we drag it to the upside. And if we end up breaking above the neckline, we could be looking at roughly $13.50 as our technical target, because that's the distance between the neckline and the two lows. And yeah, so that is, if you look from a historical standpoint, you can see that that is the low that we printed here in July 2021. You also have this major high in August 2022, so that could be a very strong obstacle for us moving forward. Or I know it is going to be a strong obstacle because it is a previous resistance level. But after we break that, the next target for this double bottom obviously would be the swing low that we printed in July 2021. So we lost that, right? You have this support level here. You lost that over here. You went down, and now you could start pumping. You could come back and retest that as resistance at roughly $12, and then you start retracing for a higher low, because a higher low is what we're going to be looking for after we run into resistance. Because at some point when you start pumping, you're going to have to run into resistance, because some traders are going to think that the price is already too expensive and the selling pressure is going to increase, and a lot of people are going to start selling, so the price is going to have a retracement. Now once that retracement comes, we need to print a higher low. We don't want to be losing a crucial support level, just like we did not lose a crucial support level over here. So we did not lose our December 2022 low, and that shows strength. That is pretty good. So a lot of traders opened up this chart. They set up the fib just the way we did. And even without the fib, they could just see that this is the low that we printed in December. So there was some confluence in this area, and people started buying at that exact price. So a bunch of buy limit orders got filled, and the price started moving to the upside. Hopefully this is the bottom for Polkadot. I really do hope so. But if we end up dropping down to $3.64, I'm not going to complain, because I'll be grabbing a nice bag at those low prices. You can also see we're running into the golden ratio here, so this could be a bit of a problem in itself. We're retesting the golden pocket between $5.67 and $5.30. And the golden pocket obviously is the most important level on the retracement. So you have a retest over here. You have another retest over here. You have another support retest over here, another support retest over here, another consolidation in the golden pocket over there, and then we dropped finally. And now we're starting to retrace back up to that level. So there is a possibility for us to retest this level and then come back down. So we could be concluding our impulsive move here. And you can also take a look at the ascending support trend line that we had. So we lost it in May, and now we could be coming up for a back test of resistance. So we could be looking at $5.67 roughly, because that would be a back test of the previous support. But all in all, this is still very cheap for Polkadot. I would be accumulating as much as I can if I was looking to build a position. So I already have a good position in Polkadot. I'm going to be buying more tokens down the line, more coins. We still have, I would say, a good 6 months before the prices are going to start moving up pretty quickly, especially once we get to the halving. So you still have some time. Don't FOMO in. but also understand that at some point you're not going to be seeing Polkadot below $6 anymore. You have to understand that. So these prices are very, very cheap. Taking a look at the daily RSI, you can see we had a nice bounce from the support block here. So we broke above it in June, had a back test of support, and this is something that we had on the charts for quite a while. We had multiple back tests of support of this exact area since May 2022. We've been targeting this block for a while. We had a few fake outs here, but then we started pumping above it, and now we're holding it as support once again. So at some point we're going to lose it probably, especially if we have a flash crash. The RSI is going to drop into this block one more time. And actually this block is something important we want to discuss as well, because every single time the RSI entered that block, we had a move to the upside. We had some sort of a retracement. So historically, this is a pretty good entry point. Going back to April 2021, you had a bunch of retests in 2021, in 2022 as well. You had a bunch of retests. So historically speaking, this is a pretty good point to enter, because the price is at its lowest point, at that moment in time. The RSI gets down below the index of 30, which means the asset is very oversold, which means a lot of people have been selling, or even too many people have been selling. So you're going to see a reversal, even a short-term reversal pretty soon. Now let's switch over to the weekly chart. And before we continue with the video, I quickly want to mention my Patreon that's linked down below in the description. If you enjoy my content, you want to get more exclusive content, and you want to support me at the same time, definitely feel free to check out the Patreon, because you're going to get a 7-day free access on my Patreon and an instant access to all of my content since October 2021, which is when I started. You'll get access to content like exclusive weekly podcasts, and we're starting to invite guests already. We have 40 plus low cap gem posts. We have a bunch of project reviews. We have a bunch of resources that are going to help you save time and make more money with this upcoming bull market. So this is definitely a great exchange of value for the both of us. And once again, there's a 7-day free trial. Feel free to check it out. You can leave anytime, and let's continue with the video. Taking a look at the weekly chart, we're still below the 20 EMA. If we start breaking above that, I would start targeting the 0.236 level here at $7.80. Going to be a pretty strong resistance level for us to break, but once we do that, and once we break above the August local resistance level here, things are going to start to reverse, in my opinion, because we need to break above this August 2022 low. Once we do that, it's going to be safe to say that we've printed the bear market bottom here, because we're going to be breaking above a massive resistance level. If you hold that as support, it's pretty much a guarantee that you're set here. Obviously, with a black swan event, we can see a 60% drop out of the blue. No one's saying that that's not possible, but generally speaking, once you break above that August high, you should be good to go, and you should continue with your bull market. And I think at that point, once we pump above the August 2022 high, we're also going to get the bullish cross on the weekly chart, and that in itself is another bullish indicator. We already have that on the Bitcoin chart. That's something that we discussed on today's live stream, or yesterday's live stream, I should say. It's past 12 a.m. where I'm at. So the Bitcoin chart has printed its weekly bullish cross, and we're going to be looking at some altcoins to do the exact same thing, because once you print a bullish cross, that's your bull market confirmation. And once you print your bearish cross, just like we did here in February 2022, since we saw that bearish cross, the price has dropped 75%. So that's your indicator. That's your looking glass, so to speak, into the future, kind of. So the same would happen, or the same thing would apply, or the same rule would apply if we have a bullish cross. Not saying it absolutely means we're going to be pumping immediately, but that's just something to keep in mind. Taking a look at the weekly RSI, we're approaching our major resistance level here. Now what we need to do is we need to break above. We really need to break above this, because if we don't, we're going to run into this resistance level and we're going to get sent back down. Now once we get sent back down, in case that happens, you could be targeting this support block here. So this support block is something that we've been retesting as resistance in 2022. We broke above in 2023. We had the back test of support. So technically we're doing everything we need to be doing. We just need to see the breakout from that above that trend line. So we need the volume indicator come in, and we need the volume indicator to show us some strength from the buyers. The stochastic on the weekly has started recovering from the oversold. So you're still good to buy, in my opinion. You're below the 20 EMA. You're sitting at a major low. But like I said, if we're going to start moving to the upside, you're not going to be seeing these low prices in 2024 probably. So that's something to understand. And the stochastic has started recovering. The last time we did this was back in December 2022. And like I keep saying, we're expecting, or at least I'm expecting, a bull trap in September or sometimes in August. We do get a local high in August as well. If you take a look at the previous years, we had a local high in August 2022. As you can see, this little run up here. So we did approximately a 54%. A 54% from here would put us at roughly $8.17. We also had a local high in September 2021. As you can see, from July into September, we did a 3x, almost a 4x. And back in 2020, we had a local high here in August 2020, but that's when the project got listed, but a lot of altcoins did the exact same thing. So that's why I'm expecting a local high to be printed. You can also see that we broke above this major resistance trend line, which is pretty good. That's a pretty strong sign, but we need to be breaking above the other resistance trend line that we already discussed. Once we do that, I think we're pretty much set for a strong impulsive move into September. That's going to cover it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something useful. We're going to be looking at $102 the next bull market, possibly 146, but that would be a bit too ambitious. We'll see how things go, but I'm pretty bullish on Polkadot. And I want to thank you all for watching. I'm going to see you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.